What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another weather forecast here by Agent Weather Forecast. This will be a rather long hurricane forecast and discussion here on Tropical Josephine. Also, we have Invest 96L off the coast of the Outer Banks. This could very well become Tropical Storm Kyle. Actually, conditions are almost pitch perfect for this to actually become a tropical storm, a short-lived tropical storm. That will be the earliest 11th named storm. We are constantly breaking records now. We had Josephine and Kyle. That would be we would have those two earlier storms within less than a week. So Josephine and Kyle in a week, that's pretty impressive. So this could very well possibly be Kyle. Model show up favorable and all that. Josephine as well is expected to weaken to a tropical depression from now on. But Josephine has a chance to regain strength after conditions become more favorable. So Josephine is starting to die out, but it is expected to possibly come back and regain strength back to tropical storm status, heading towards the areas of Bermuda. So we're going to be talking about both these systems here, the timing, the cone, track, what it can get to strength-wise, how organized it is now, all of that in today's video. Without further ado, let's get into this tropical forecast. So here's a look now at the National Hurricane Center. Here we have weakening tropical storm Josephine at 40 miles an hour. So it has weakened. There it is. Expected to go now more like a northwestern turn and then possibly go out to sea. I do expect this to weaken to a tropical depression. It's going to go through a weakening phase, so don't be surprised if it's weakening and getting disorganized. But I do expect this to possibly regain strength back to tropical storm status. So, you may not see it, but the shear and dryer isn't permanent. It's in a little area. Once it passes by, it's favorable in these general areas, and that's where 96L is, almost right there in the northern Atlantic. But there's Josephine now moving west-northwest at 17 miles an hour, 1,006 millibars, and 40 miles an hour. So weakening and disorganized, getting disorganized. Disturbance of number one, 50% chance. Now they have increased it to a 50% chance. It was a 40% chance earlier today, but now it is a 50% chance here for Invest 96L here. There has been some showers, some T-storms that very well indicate with the low pressure off 100 miles northeast of Cape Hatteras, North Carolina, and conditions are favorable within the next coming days here that can very well make this a tropical low pressure system possibly going to be formed within this general area. I think this could be named as early as tonight, guys. So we can have Kyle as early as tonight. Very weird at how many systems we've had form off the coast. We had obviously Arthur, we had Bertha, we had also Isaias moving. Now we have 96L. So this is actually a big concern for the amount of activity we've had at least forming on the East Coast. So that could really be a big threat for maybe a big landfall, whether it's Florida or North Carolina, Georgia, Virginia. But let's go and check out now how good these storms look on our brightness and satellite imagery. So here's looking at tropical storm Josephine. As you see, obviously it is starting to fall apart. Not surprising. I do expect it to possibly become a tropical depression rather soon. Convection is starting to fall apart, a little less organized. Center convection is really unorganized. This low pressure is really getting opened up by this dry air that's coming in. As you see, it's really opened up right here. So this dry air is coming from the west side of this low pressure. It's kind of splitting up the convection by the north and the south of the system, which is explaining that low pressure system. So really a big concern for the system. This system's life is at risk here just because of this dry air. We have a lot of unfavorable conditions in this general area. The thing is, how much will weaken? I do see this getting to a tropical depression and then possibly going back on a roll after it moves out into the general area and the open seas south of Bermuda. I think this could very well become a tropical storm again. Intensity guidance shows that models not yet necessarily, but of course models haven't been the best. But this is now the system here. Let's go and check it out here as well on here, shall we? Another satellite imagery area here. So here it is, the system. As you see, definitely getting a little drier is really getting into the system. We had a huge blob right here. We had a huge new center right there. And now it's opening up, as you can tell, really starting to open it. We got some dryer coming in from here. So yeah, definitely expect this to look a lot more disorganized as we go throughout the day. But this will not die. This is not the end of its life. It's the risk of its life, but it's not the end of its life as of yet. It won't die 100%. Some models show it dying 100%, some don't, really. But there's a chance this could very well disorganize right now, really opening up, less convection, all of that, less outflow and inflow, and then comes back to life here. Let's check out now another satellite imagery here. This is now for Invest 96L, as well as you see, this is where that big blob right here of convection is. This big blob right here, this is actually Invest 96L right here. Pretty fast moving system right here. Very big blob. It's off the coast, 100 miles away from Cape Hatteras. So this is actually a very big area of convection. No one saw this coming, really. You just have to blow up convection right here in the Outer Banks, and now it's moving and becoming possibly a chance to become tropical here. So this was a look at the satellite imagery here. Let's take a look at let's check out the SSTs here, and the reason why I think Josephine can very well become coming back to life. So as you see, the system's around right here to around 28, 29 degrees Celsius. Obviously a lot of shear and a lot of dryer. Dryer coming from the west, and then we have shear coming from the north and south. So that leaves everything coming towards a low pressure system. But I know waters aren't the only reason why systems come together. You need no shear, a lot of a humid atmosphere, no dryer. Obviously, I know you need all of that. But the thing is, the only reason why this is expected to die is because of the shear and dry air. So when this system is expected to move out in this general area right here, I do expect it to actually become a tropical storm again. It will be a depression very soon. This will be kind of where the depression right here. This will be a depression right here, a TD. It will be a tropical depression, and now right here to tropical storm. So that's a TS. That's a storm. I do possibly become a TS once again later on because of the warm waters. Not only that, there will be no dryer whatsoever here. You're actually going to see why, because 96L is right here. It's not too far from where the system is expected to go. So not only that, there's 30 degrees Celsius waters, less shear. Really, all the shear is kind of right here in that general area, and then with the dryer coming in through this way, or not this way. We have the dryer kind of wrapping around, coming in that way, and then we have more shear coming this way. So once it gets through the big impact, there's nothing in the way right here. So I think it could very well strengthen back to tropical storm winds, making it named once again there. But same occasion, they're going to see some decently warm waters there, 26, 27 degrees Celsius up there in the future forecast for 96L, but currently it's over around 28 degrees Celsius, 27, expected to go like a straight path towards Europe. So that'll be an interesting path there. Here's a look at now the National Hurricane Center new cone here. It's actually refresh it. There you go, perfect. So as you see, they should be becoming a tropical depression by Sunday. So it is Friday. I think this could be a tropical depression possibly by tomorrow. But there's a tropical storm force wind extent. I think this dryer will definitely take this apart really fast there. But as you see, tropical storm all the way up into Saturday based on the National Hurricane Center early Sunday morning. And then by Sunday, 8 p.m., it is Monday showing tropical depression. Monday, 8 a.m. I think it could be as early as tomorrow evening. So that's something to really watch out. And they should be going straight for Bermuda. But the National Hurricane Center should be going as a post-tropical depression. The reason why they show that, because it's really, once dryer gets in that low pressure, it's hard for them to come back. But we have seen nothing but a abnormal season. We saw how when this was the tropical depression 11, how it survived that shear 3 times. It came back, the low pressure got opened up, and it came back to life within hours. So the National Hurricane doesn't pick up on that. They're just going off, okay, dryer gets into it, it's going to fall apart. I think the National Hurricane is like, okay, it's just a regular old system that when dryer gets into it, it's not coming back to life. You know, that could very well happen. But really, we have seen nothing but an abnormal season. We've seen multiple systems this year that have had a lot of dryer in the atmosphere and then come back to life. Like Arthur, we had a Cristobal as well. Those are the reason why those storms struggle to get to a hurricane. I don't think this would be a hurricane, but it could very well not be. I don't think it will be post-tropical depression by Wednesday. That I don't know. I think depression by Tuesday possibly, and then maybe spawning back to a tropical storm around this region here. But this is what I think. Obviously, the National Hurricane Center can obviously they're a huge business, so it's not like a 14-year-old versus them, But I don't think it'll become post-tropical depression that fast. Here's the look now at the tropical storm Josephine Mall tracks. As you see, it's expected to go west northwest, slowly taking a more northwestern turn and then going straight up north and then northeast there. So possibly going to affect Bermuda. Could very well affect Bermuda, but maybe not as a big storm. Obviously, the National Hurricane Center says post-tropical depression. I say possibly tropical storm. May not even make a direct landfall, but as you see, we still have 1 or 2, 3 miles showing going possibly more west. But I think at this point, it could very well go out to sea. We'll see. We'll see if it does a loop. I really don't know about that, really. Not sure, because the more it strengthens, the more that's likely. The thing is, will it actually strengthen enough in time after weakening to do that? That's the question here. Let's check out now some more tracks here. Let's actually move this right there. The GEPS here on, GFS and Zembo tracks for Josephine. These are all kind of GFS malls. As you see, they all go the west-northwest. They're taking a big turn. You can't even see Bermuda because Bermuda's filled with all the tracks there. You see next 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, 96, and then all the way up into. So I think actually Josephine and 96L can actually meet up at some point. I think they actually might meet up. So there it is, expected to go like that. That's what we're expecting to go out to sea. Not hit any lands, maybe Bermuda, but something very interesting to keep in mind. Let's check out now what we actually have for. This is actually going to be a weird screen to show. Let's check out what we have now for Invest 96L, shall we? So this is going to be a very large screen, let me tell you that. As you see, we have the whole Atlantic Ocean from Portugal up to the East Coast. As you see, this is here up near the Virginia, off the coast of Virginia, North Carolina. Expected to possibly go all the way up across the island. It's going to go up to a straight up turn, which is why I'm saying possibly Josephine and 96L could possibly meet up there. But that's a weird track going just straight like that. You would think the trade winds will kind of pick it up to a northern turn like that. But one mall shows it possibly affecting Nova Scotia. I don't think that'll happen. I think it's going to just go, I guess, that way. But, possibly because see some impact at Spain, but obviously that's possibly post-tropical. Here's looking at another tracks here. As you see, of course, they agree, showing it right there, and then possibly heading to that area. It's going to be a pretty fast system. 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, 96, 120. So a decently fast-moving system there, heading towards, out to sea in the middle of the northern Atlantic there. So heading towards the areas of Spain and Portugal. So we'll see how that goes. Tropical Storm Josephine model intensity guidance. This is kind of the only model that is really kind of following what I'm saying and it weakening and strengthening back. So as you see, gonna slowly weaken there. As you see, possibly a tropical depression by the next 24 hours. So I think this could very well, like I said, this could be tropical depression by tomorrow. And then some show it going to tropical depression by 48 hours. So, it's a matter of time. But this is definitely going to weaken. The thing is, some forecast it going down far into tropical depression, then going back up. I could expect that. I really can. You see, some malls getting to a borderline tropical depression, then going straight up. That is very well possible. So as you see, we have a good amount of models getting to back a tropical storm. We see this one, maybe even this one slowly getting there. And then we have these other models that are showing it already there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 models. 6 models staying at the tropical storm later in next week. So obviously it's not guaranteed, but definitely possible. And MVS 96L intensity guidance, this could be named as early as the next 18 hours or the next 36 hours. Like I said, I think this could very well be named by today. And today, this could actually be a decently strong system, 40 knots, maybe 45 knots. So this could very well be 40 miles an hour, possibly 45 miles an hour, maybe maximum 60 miles an hour. And then it's going to be short-lived. It's going to be very short-lived. As you see, it could very well earliest be tropical storm 12 hours, and then latest come out 72 hours. So this will actually be a very short-living tropical storm, but it's still worth having a name Kyle. So it's still something that earliest K ever. So, but even though it may not be significant or short, long-lived, but it's still something pretty impressive. All right, the dry air for Josephine. As you see, we are having dry air, like I said, going from the west of the system, opening up that low pressure system, exactly why this is going to be expected to die out. And then, as you see, though, it kind of gets a moisture bubble back in time the next 78 hours. And look, it has a moisture bubble. It's going to get a moisture bubble once again, which is why I'm saying this could very well possibly strengthen back to a tropical storm. So that's actually check out now Invest 96L as well. Let me actually go back here to the eastern United States. Look at that. We have so much moisture right now. All of this, no dry air really whatsoever. So dry air is not an issue. As you see, expected to follow, but there could be a teeny little dry air getting in there. And then obviously that's why it's a very short-lived system, because dry air does get into it from that high pressure, because the high pressure obviously is stronger than that low pressure system. So it will be taken over. Wind shear as well is also a possibility for Josephine, but look, it somewhat kind of bends a little gap right here. Kind of bends a little gap. It's kind of hard to see because the GFS takes the low pressure system away. But you kind of see. Look at this. Let me actually go to the time frame. Look at this. The next 78 hours. No shear at all. I know it has to go through shear, which is why I say get tropical depression. But look at this. And let's actually compare this and then go to the moisture, shall we? Let's actually do that. That would actually be a good idea. Actually, where was I? The tropical Atlantic. I actually have no idea where I was. Tropical Atlantic? I have no idea. Where was I here? Honestly, guys, I have no idea. Okay, yes, I was in the tropical Atlantic. Okay, so let's do that. This is actually the wrong time. 78 hours. Look at that. See? Moisture and shear. Sorry, moisture and no shear. This is why I think Josephine can very well possibly become an issue. So guys, I hope you guys did enjoy that video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and bye guys.